Hey everyone, good day and welcome back to another Vintage to Sowing Time where we reap what we sow. I am Petran. Yes, I am Petran and nice to meet you. If this is your first time on my channel, please subscribe, hit the notification button so you can be notified when another video is out. And if you are a subscriber, thank you for coming back. Thank you for visiting the channel another time. It's such a great joy to have you. So, how are you guys doing? How is Christmas season treating you? What are your plans for Christmas? How is your shopping going so far? Please stay safe, okay? Please stay safe in this Christmas season. Whatever you do, do it with safety in mind. I have a question for you. Because for the last few videos that I did, some of them were starting at the kitchen sink. And I realized that I'm really at the kitchen sink a lot, especially when I am taping first thing in the morning. So I have a question for you. Who washes up the dishes in your home? Is it, for those of you who are married, is it the husband's role to wash up the dishes in your home, or is it the wife's roles to wash up the dishes and clean the house and sweep the floor and mop the floor and all that good stuff? Whose role is it? You know, we have these traditional roles where we say the man is the one who goes out to catch the bacon and brings it home, and the woman prepares the bacon and naturally shares it to the family and so on. But now we have women who are going out to work every day. Yes, they're going out to work every single day, just like a man. And when they are through with their outside work, their work outside of the home, who cleans the house and who cooks the food and who irons the clothes and takes care of the children? Who does that when both partners are working? I have a belief that we should not customize, or we should not condition our homes, but rather customize our homes. Our home should not be under a one model fits all or one template fits all. I believe it might be the reason why we are having some of the problems that we're having in homes these days, because wives are expecting their husbands to, for example, be able to fix things in the house, be able to use a power drill, a power saw, a screwdriver, and things of that sort. And when the man is not able to do that, sometimes they're ostracized. I mean, you're a man. What kind of man is you, or what kind of man you are that you're not able to do this and to do that? And we immaculate our men, which is not good at all, because these traditional roles that were created put our men and our women in certain category where they don't feel comfortable, right? For example, speaking for myself, I love power saw. I love power drill. I love screwdrivers, and I love anything that has to do with construction. I am actually a certified solar technician, and I have done builder safety courses, which has to do with masonry, and I do a lot of carpentry also. And these are the things that I love. I'm not afraid of the power saw. I'm not afraid of the drill, the power drill. No, I'm not afraid at all. So for me, a man coming into my life, if he prefers to wash the dishes, he would have absolutely no problem with me, because I do not like washing dishes. I do not like to cook and clean and those things. I'm not saying I cannot, and I'm not saying that I don't and I will not. I must, and therefore I will. I must clean my house. My house is not going to remain dirty. I must cook my food. I must wash my dishes. These are things that I must do, so I will do them. But when it comes to what I love to do, it's going to always be something in construction. I cut my own grass. I hung my own windows when I was doing my house. I hung all of the windows on my house because there are hinges. They're on hinges. So these kinds of things I enjoy doing. So if a man comes into my life, and as I said before, he does not like to do any of these things, he's not going to have any pressure from me. No, absolutely none. Because this is what I love to do. We tend to look at our neighbors too much. We look over at our neighbor's fence too much. And a wife is seeing a husband over there cleaning the yard, cutting the grass, and her husband is in the kitchen, and that does not please her. She's not satisfied. She has a man who's not lazy, who's washing the dishes and cooking the food and things like that. But she's jealous that her neighbor husband is outside cleaning the yard, and for her, she can't imagine herself going out to clean the yard. I would go out and clean the yard in a heartbeat because these are the things that I love to do. So it goes back to, again, to us customizing our home and partners sitting down. This is a partnership. Sitting down and deciding where our strengths are, where our weaknesses are. And if you can buy a dishwasher, you buy a dishwasher that nobody has to wash the dishes, which caused me to remember, when I went ahead and bought a dishwasher a few years ago. I even designed the kitchen for a dishwasher, and I bought the dishwasher, and the dishwasher stayed right there and rotten down without being used, not even one time. But it was simply because of mental slavery. That one was because of mental slavery. Because I could not allow myself or give myself permission to use my own dishwasher because no one else in my village had a dishwasher that I was aware of. No one placed that pressure on me. No one made me feel uncomfortable. It was mental slavery, complete mental slavery, that caused me to not want to use my dishwasher because my neighbor did not have a dishwasher. I felt as if it was a luxury for me to have this convenience, because that's really what it is. Having a dishwasher is not luxury, it's convenience. Having a regular washer that washes your clothes is not luxury, it's convenience. So having this particular convenience made me feel uncomfortable, even if I purchased it. Even if I was the one who designed the kitchen with that in mind. Mental slavery. So if you have any such situation right now, and you're not giving yourself permission to enjoy, even as simple as the dishes that you bought, you have them put down, and you're telling yourself, this is for when my friends come over, this is for when my neighbors come over, this is for when my families come over. Enough of that. Enjoy the blessings. And I'm not saying that we should not all have enough that we, can have reserve and we can use them for when, but I'm talking about you using your hands to eat, and you have fork put down because that's for your neighbors when they come. You having your glassware and you're drinking from the plastic ones because you don't think that you're good enough to drink from the glasswares. That's foolishness. That's complete nonsense. You're working and you deserve it, right? Yes, you do. All right. So right now I'm preparing lunch, and I was just shredding some chicken, homegrown, and there I have an egg that I'm using, also homegrown from my layers. Yes, my own layers on my own property. And I am making some mayonnaise, freshly made, homemade mayonnaise. We do not know what are in a lot of the things that we purchase from the supermarket, but we love to go to the supermarket. And there are times when we are unable to make our own thing and we can't avoid them. There are lots of things that we can't avoid. And God help our body when we use these things and preserve us and protect us and from, the damaging from some of these things. But when we can make our own, like for example, what I'm doing here now, I've just measured out a cup of oil and I'm using canola oil. You can use whatever oil is your preference. I'm using some salt right now, salt to taste. I've just added that and I'm measuring out now 1 teaspoon of freshly squeezed lemon juice, and I'm now combining the ingredients. And then I am going to use a handheld blender. The handheld blender is supposed to be kept for at least 15 minutes to the bottom of that container before we start moving it around. 15 minutes to emulsify the oil. And then we can start moving the blender to continue blending in the oil. Very, very, very simple. Very easy. There are lots of other methods that we can use to make our homemade mayonnaise. We have the countertop blender, the stand-up blender that we can use. But I find the submerged blender to be the easiest method. And again, freshly made in less than a minute that mayonnaise was made. The quantity that I've made is just enough for this particular dish, but there are times when you're going to have leftovers and you can just put that in your fridge for at least 7 days, and use it up within that time. But it is good when you can have that freshly made and no preservatives added to ensure the safety of your organs, because a lot of these preservatives are really messing up and messing with our organs. Yep, our liver have to go through the process of breaking down a lot of these things. We end up with all kinds of diabetes and all kinds of other ailments because our organs are under so much pressure breaking down some of these things that we can't even call. Someone says, so if you're reading the label and you can't call the name of this ingredient that is on that label, maybe you should not be eating whatever is in that packaging. And I honestly believe that, but sadly we are not able to prepare everything that we need to eat. We're not able to make it from scratch. We don't have the capacity around us. Some people are living in apartments and do not have space around them to grow their own food. Some people have is their building, but they're living in a zone that would not allow them to have an outside garden and things of that sort. But if you're one of those people who are blessed with space around you, I would encourage you to cultivate that space. I would encourage you to grow as much as you can and eat as fresh as you can. When our parents were younger, they did not have refrigerator, so they were eating fresh. Everything was prepared that day and eaten that day. And I think that the refrigerator is, a great invention, and who knows, right? But what is better, for us to have stale things that we eat, or for us to have it freshly done, freshly killed, kill and eat at the same time. And yes, these things are convenience because sometimes it prevents us from having to cook every day and kill an animal every day. We kill 5 and 6 of our chickens one day, or broilers, and we put them on the fridge and we have them, for another 5 days or another 10 days, depending on how often you're eating meat. But it's really all about knowing what is in our food as much as we can. Knowing what is in that food. Making it a point.
God, thank you for this meal you have provided for us. Bless it unto our bodies as we partake of it in Jesus' name. Amen. The exact same prayer you prayed.
It's also such a great joy to be able to sit down with my son and eat. And I know it's not every time that we can do this, but every time that we're able to do this is such a wonderful time to have conversations. And it is really a luxury in a lot of homes because of work schedule. We have school that is in between them. And then we have to compete with our devices, the phone and the iPad and the television seems to always be following us wherever we go. And there are times when we sit down, yes, around the dinner table or around the lunch table, but even while we're sitting there, we're still browsing individually on our phones, browsing individually on our iPads, or watching television while we're eating. And in the case of our devices, we are having more conversations with the neighbors outside of the house than the neighbors inside of the house. And I said neighbors because the world has now become a global village. So there are people outside that we speak to more often than we speak to the people who are within our homes, our houses. We make it a point sometimes as soon as we get up to say hi to someone who is around the world, how much miles around the world, and did not say good morning to the person right in our house. We pass them and we take them for granted, I guess because they're that close, and we didn't find out how was their night. Did they sleep well? But we took time to WhatsApp a friend who is across the world to find out how was your night. Did you sleep well? What's your schedule for today, and things of that sort. When we did not do that to the people who are right in our home, we get up and everybody got dressed and run out of the house. And sometimes the neighbor say bye, somebody's gone, and you didn't even know that they left the house. And that same person would have WhatsApp another person around the world to say, I'm leaving the house now. Somebody that they consider to be their friend. I'm leaving the house now, I'm on my way. And they would get in their vehicle and they would start a conversation, and they would talk to that person until they get to work or get to wherever they're going to. But they did not say anything to somebody in their house. What have we come to? Is it a bit pink? Try not to eat a bit. Anyhow, anybody give you any meat that is pink, leave that thing alone. Doesn't matter how delicious it looks, because you could have
Salmonella.
poison in, exactly. It's better to leave it alone and live to eat another day and eat that, and that be a final meal. And it was not even good enough. My son was talking about some chicken that he got somewhere and how it was pink. So we were trying to determine what the meat should look like when it is cooked. So I was telling him, once it is pink, it shouldn't be something that he eats.
We need to continue eating this. I have no weight.
So this is how you get to put on your weight?
Yeah. Or like something else that's fattening.
Something else that's fattening. I guess I'm buying some cake.
I guess. But Once I regain the weight that I once had, at least to not look skinny, then sure. If not cake, then red belly.
If not,
If not cake, then red belly.
red belly's fattening.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you didn't mention ice cream or even pizza.
I would take pizza. Ice cream though.
Ice cream. Ice cream is not an option.
No, not for me.
Why? Because you don't like ice cream. I am happy to hear you say that because I remember at one point when I told you that you don't like ice cream. And you said, "Oh no, mommy, that's not true. I like ice cream."
I would still eat it though.
I know you would eat it, but I know when you like something. Because whenever I give you ice cream, you would always allow it to dissolve, right? You'd always allow it to melt back, right? So that you can drink it as milkshake.
Yeah, before smoothie.
So that's why I know that you don't like ice cream. But when I told you so, you said, "No, mommy, I like ice cream." So now you just confirm what I always knew, that you don't like ice cream. All right, folks, thank you so much for spending this time with us and having lunch with us. From my son and myself, we want to just wish you a happy Christmas season, Merry Christmas, and a bright and prosperous New Year. When it comes, as God has provided food for us, may He also provide food for you. As He has been providing all of our needs, may He also provide your needs, because He's no respecter of persons. And just as He did it for us, He will do it for you also. So bye for now, and thanks again for coming back for another video. Until next time, bye. Remember to like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification button so that you'll be informed when a next video is out. Rich, say bye.
Bye.